going on, everybody? Give you guys some time to join the stream. I am going to be drawing today just some goofy project that I'm working on. So I figure you guys may want to come hang out with me a little bit as I draw some funny cartoons for a change and not anime. So right now what I'm actually working on is a little comedy skit about H3H3. He's like one of my favorite YouTubers. He makes me laugh a lot, and he did this skit recently where he was talking like the Godfather, and I was just cracking up. So what I'm gonna do is animate the conversation between H3H3 and Shane Dawson. And so I'm just gonna twist my mic over here and just start drawing a little bit. And feel free to hang out and we'll have some laughs and some goofs together. How you all been, by the way? This isn't really anime. This is just like one picture. I'll show you guys, but it's more of a cartoon. It's more of like, so I ripped the voice clips from his little podcast, and then I've been incorporating the podcast. There, I'll just show you.
You come in my house, you sit across the table from me, but I get no respect.
Hold on. Wait, why is it? That's not supposed to happen.
I tossed the dough, I made the ingredients. What did I do to deserve this disrespect from you? I tossed the
really
dough,
stupid,
I made the ingredients. What did I do to deserve this disrespect from you?
Okay, so the scene I'm gonna work on is where he says, the butter garlic sauce.
The butter garlic sauce.
So,
The butter garlic sauce. The butter garlic sauce. The butter garlic sauce.
alright, so what I'm gonna try and do is like draw some really funny facial expressions on him and like really accentuate him saying the butter garlic sauce. So what I'm doing is drawing some sketches of some funny facial expressions, and I'm gonna kind of mold them all together. The butter garlic sauce. Hopefully you guys can hear me from here while I'm drawing. If it's, might have to actually turn the music off. Okay, so oh man, this mic's like right in my face. Okay, this isn't gonna work. So I'm just trying to like draw some, just sketch right now, just some like really goofy faces, and there's a really good chance that this program might crash or something on me. I don't know, Animate has been crashing, and my tablet has been crashing a lot lately for some reason. I really don't know why. But this is just supposed to be like really funny. Oh, you want to see Shane Dawson? Where is he? There's Shane Dawson. Come on, man. It keeps putting my scene on the other window for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm working on a concept for like a new kind of series to this channel that's like non-anime related, and more info on that later down the road. This is just kind of like a test, and we'll see how things go. Like, I know I'm an anime channel and all that stuff, but I do want to be able to break apart and do other things as well. And this is just supposed to be like, it's just supposed to be funny, and it's just supposed to be a part of a bigger whole. And these are not the finalized drawing. These are just kind of, I'm just kind of sketching out ideas for facial expressions for this scene that I'm working on, because I want it to be like I want like his face to have a lot of personality in it. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but it'll just take some time. My problem is I always just rush everything. Like I don't take my time when I animate and try and perfect scenes. I'm just like, okay, I have 1,000 scenes to do. Like, let me just get it like decent and then go on to the next scene. But if you want to be a good artist, I mean, the main thing you got to do is just take your time. Rushing is really horrible if you're an artist. Oh yeah, you should have like, no, now he looks like he's on crack. And I think his nose should be like below his lip. Like almost like his lips coming up so much. Oh, I gotta keep these super chats open. All right, we just got a $2 super chat from Ethan Plorde, where is Anime War episode 8. As I've said a ton of times, guys, like I can't work on Anime War right now. There's literally a million reasons why, and I've just talked about a lot of them. But the main thing is it's just too much time and it's too expensive. Like creating an entirely full episode of anime by yourself is psychotic. I don't think a lot of people realize that, and I think I may have spoiled people by producing so many videos so fast, and now they just want more and faster, and it's just like doing this Broly fan film. Like I think I did like permanent damage to myself, and I'm not trying to ask for sympathy, but like I like really killed myself on that thing for 9 weeks. I mean, it was bad. So I like what I've been doing the last few weeks is just kind of, ever since I released it, just spending time with my daughter, working out a lot, getting healthy, getting sleep. And it's been nice. I'm starting to feel a little bit human again. I'm starting to get inspired again to do some fun projects. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm working on a couple like things on the side as well. So lots of like projects flowing. I mean, I like I'm having a little bit of a problem right now, kind of like staying focused on one project because I just have like so many ideas and I want to do so many different things. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. But when it comes to YouTube, it's like you have to produce like a lot very fast, and it's like you can't take like a month off to work on other projects, because when you do, YouTube just shafts you. It's like, oh, you haven't made a video in a month. Your channel must be dying, so we're not going to promote you anymore. So like it's hard to be like an animator and consistently put out videos and stay in line with YouTube's algorithm, which is one of the biggest problems I have, is because a lot of animators get completely shafted by YouTube, and it's a shame. It really is a shame. Like what YouTube should do is, because the animations are so time consuming, such like a big product for their platform, they should have they have like YouTube gaming, but they should have something called like YouTube animation or something, which like promotes animations in a different way, or like it's like a whole separate YouTube for animations or something. Because like trying to compete, like, I mean, it took me 9 weeks to make like 22 minutes of animation pretty much for the Broly film, right? But like you can make a 22-minute video in a day. So it's like those shouldn't even really be in the same realm trying to compete with each other, and it's an issue. But that's why a lot of like the really big animators from I guess like a few years ago. Like a lot of them just died off or just left because they can't compete with that anymore. That's part of the reason that I rush everything. Like putting more quality into a video doesn't add any value. It's just spending more time on it. And when you're working in a platform where it's just they want quantity over quality, you know, you got to produce as much as you can, as fast as you can. Wow, man, he looks scary as hell. I need to have, okay, hold on a sec. I need to like put chat over here so I can see it better. Well, Melavelli, I see a lot of you guys are talking about Melavelli. I mean, he was my inspiration to get into animating in the first place, as I've talked about a bunch of times before. And I've talked to him a lot. I mean, he struggled with YouTube, you know, because like he puts so much time into his animations, and I mean the algorithm hurts him for one, and you know when like Dragonball has a huge, not only just Dragon Ball, just anime in general, like especially like Dragon Ball, One Piece are the biggest. They're really big like overseas, and because of that, like you don't really make a lot of money. So it's like if you spend like an entire year working on animation, like as if it was your job. Like so, say he did Dragon Ball Absalon, you know, episode 3 or something, and it took him like an entire year. I think the first one may have taken him a year, the second one, but if you spend an entire year on it and say you make like $3,000-$4,000 on the video, like you can't live off that. You know what I mean? It just has to be like a passion project. That's what people don't understand. So you can't, it's not sustainable to do that for a long period of time. Man, this is a weird picture. Holy shit. When this is cleaned, it's going to be crazy. Somehow I got to draw like the double chins here. I'll probably start cleaning these up soon, so that you can actually tell what the hell I'm doing. But dude, cartoons are so much more fun. Like drawing this kind of stuff is like relaxing and enjoyable. Like drawing anime is like stressful as hell, man. It's just like everything has to be perfect, and it's just there's so many challenges with it. It's really tough. With cartoons, you just have so much more freedom to just do like crazy shit. So here he's got the double chins. Alright, I'll start like cleaning. Let me start cleaning these up, and then I can do like in between frames. Can you guys hear me okay? Like with the way my mic is over there? I have my audio all the way up, but it's kind of far away from my mouth. The butter garlic sauce.
The butter garlic sauce.
I need a soundboard, man. That's like perfect. That's perfect soundboard material. So by the way, I'm working with a bunch of voice actors now, and they're all working on dubbing the Broly fan film. And I put the new this new filter on it that's like similar to Dragon Ball Super filter. So it looks like, dude, it looks so good. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm kind of curious as to if you're even going to be able to tell a difference. But this new filter is just like ridiculously awesome. Like it really gives you like the anime look rather than like the flash vectorized look. And it's really gorgeous. So you guys will see that probably. I'm hoping Saturday. Like it actually took me a lot longer than I thought to completely scrub the audio and do all the audio all over again. Just cleaned without voices. So that was kind of a challenge, but I got it done. So now the voice actors are just going over the flaps, and maybe we'll have to do some extra takes or something like that, and then hopefully it'll be done this weekend. I'm wondering if like anybody was just like literally waiting for the dub to watch it. Probably not. I mean, it has like 4 million views. And hopefully you guys like the voice actors. I think they're all really good. And, you know, obviously I'll shout them out and stuff at the end of the video. And probably put their name like on screen in the beginning of the video, like kind of like opening credits. Give them some exposure. They're like a small team. And they did like a Dragon Ball Heroes fan dub. It's really, really good. I was actually like really impressed. So let me explain something to, where was he? Steven Armand. You said you're stopping animation, so Anime War was thrown out, but you're doing Godfather animation. What the F? Family excuse was BS. So that's the entire misconception. That's like the thing that people don't understand. Like, you don't understand how much work goes into making Anime War. People think it's like copy and paste. Like, making every single one of those, like, literally freaking kills me, dude. Like, it puts me, like, on the edge of death. And I'm, like, as stupid as that sounds, as ridiculous as that sounds, there's a reason that nobody else is doing this shit. Like, doing something fun like this that I can work on, like, a few hours a day and not try and produce a 25-minute anime by myself, which an anime that has, like, hundreds of people working on it, you know, it's completely different. And this is still going to take me a lot of time. But as I said, I'm going to be doing animations. Just I'm trying to break away from Dragon Ball animations and do other things as well. So, I mean, you can think whatever you want, dude, but like I've been telling the truth this entire time, so. Dude, people have been telling me just take your time with Anime War, just work on it casually for the longest time. And I keep telling them it won't get done. Think about it. So episode 6 and 7 both took about 1,000 hours, right? So if you're working 40 hours a week, that's 6 months. That's half a year of work to put out one episode. That's not casually. That's a full-time job. What is casually? 20 hours a week? Is that even casual? Okay, so 20 hours a week means it would take me a full year to do one Anime War episode. Does that make sense? Like, I was doing those things in like 1 to 2 months before. Like, usually like a month and a half to 2 months per episode. And the way I did that is because I was working like 3 times more than a normal human. And I mean, honestly, like, and as I've explained before, guys, like, if I want to grow as a professional, I got to get away from using I have to like start creating like more original ideas and get away from using copyrighted characters. You know, like it's cool for fan animations and stuff like that, but I don't think it's really right to base your entire career off somebody else's work. You know, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of criticism for trying to do other things because a lot of people subscribed, you know, for Anime War and such. But, you know, if you can't be patient and like wait to see what else I'm going to produce in the future, like I'd hope that you can be patient. But if you can't be, you know, just unsub, dude. Yeah, my wife does have a YouTube channel, but she doesn't really like work on it anymore. I mean, she's like full-time taking care of our daughter. I have been reaching out to some Korean studios to help me with Demon Rush because like we started, I can probably show you guys some of our sketches and you know, animatics and stuff on this stream. We faced some hiccups. Like it's so hard to do your own anime, dude. I don't think people realize like how hard it is. And I'm like a perfectionist, like with that, not with Anime War, but with Demon Rush, like has to be 100% perfect before I reveal it because like criticism is so high. Like if I get criticized for it, like or on it, and they're like, oh, the art sucks or the animation sucks or the story sucks, but I know that I gave it my all, then that's okay. Like, but if I get criticized for it and I like just rush to get it out because I was tired of working on it, then that's not okay. You know, so I want it to be perfect before I show the world that, and so it's a huge challenge, and I don't think people really realize that, like how hard it is to make one episode of anime. It's really like just amazing, to be honest, that Japanese studios are able to do it so seamlessly. It's really mind-boggling. But I mean, as you've seen from a lot of these different anime and companies, they face a lot of challenges with their productions, and then they get heavily criticized for it, like Dragon Ball Super. You know, some episodes just look way better than others. And before I show my like life's work to the world, I want to be really happy with it. And even if it gets criticized, as long as I'm happy with it, that's to me all that matters. And I think if I'm happy with it and I put my heart and soul into the thing, I think other people will follow. I actually started working on a clip of Anime War episode. Not actually, no, I shouldn't even tell you guys about this. I'll either get your hopes up or I'll spoil something. I've been, as I said, I've been working on a lot of different projects like over the last few weeks. So I'm trying to make some moves, and this project right here is just something fun, something different. You know, keep me fresh, not just, you know, doing anime and Dragon Ball stuff all the time. We'll see how people react to it. I mean, it could get 10 views and it could be all dislikes, and if that happens, it's okay. But I mean, one thing that I guess I've never really told people, or not too many people know, is that I am always experimenting with my videos. Like literally every single video I release, whether it's an animation or a Dragon Ball video or whatever, I'm always like experimenting with different elements, like different times that I post, different tags, different this, different that, judging people's reactions, different kinds of content, changing your content as a creator. Like when people have pretty much you know, fallen in love with one certain thing that you're providing, it's really tough because that's what they subscribe to you for, you know. And it's a huge challenge, but I need to do this. But yeah, I'm always experimenting, and this is just another experiment, pretty much. Most of the time they fail, but sometimes you do an experiment and you learn something like huge that you can use, you know, moving forward to help you boost the algorithm, you know, help you take advantage of the algorithm and stuff like that. So he's going to start here. This is just like his base face. And then he's going to start doing the really funny, crazy stuff. Maybe I should color this one real quick. So Fusion Hat channel asks, what device am I using? If you mean the tablet, this is a Yi Nova, not 20-inch. I've had this is the first tablet I ever bought. I have a bunch of Huion tablets, or Huion, however the heck you pronounce it. But there's just something about this one that I don't know, I just really like it. And it has some major flaws though. So for one, like it crashes constantly. Like the software will just crash, and there's like, it boots automatically on startup, but there's like no executable file. So like every time the software the tablet software crashes, you have to like reboot your entire computer, which is seriously annoying. Every time there's a Windows update, it pretty much stops working until they release like the next version. So it's not perfect by any means, but in terms of just sheer drawing on glass, I think in like the colors, and it's like really HD and everything. I don't know, I really like it. But I'm thinking about potentially buying a Cintiq 27-inch QHD, but we'll have to see. I don't really know that I need like another tablet. So yeah, sorry this isn't like the most entertaining drawing process yet. That's the one thing about streaming yourself drawing and animating. It's not really exciting to watch, which is unfortunate. But watching somebody animate, since this is like this slow, grueling kind of task, it's not really that interesting to just sit down and watch for hours. I mean, maybe some people enjoy it, but I feel like people who stream themselves drawing never really get like crazy amounts of viewership. Gamers do, and you know who I've been watching a lot, who streams? Etika. That guy kills me, man. Etika is one of my favorite YouTubers, and Caleb City is another guy. I've been watching a lot of his YouTube videos, just dying laughing, man. But I was watching this, Etika just did this one video on Attack on Titan Season 3, and he's talking about Rod Reese, and how he's like he's talking about how like oh, I don't want to spoil this. Spoiler warning for you guys. Turn your audio off. So Rod Reese turns into this huge like monstrous Titan, and he's like crawling into the wall, And like, so Etika's talking about it, and he like gets on, he gets on the ground, and he's just screaming, and he's like crawling on hands and knees into the wall. And I was just, oh my god! I mean, I was freaking dying. That guy is just hysterical. He's such like a funny, like high energy content creator. Like, yeah, I think he overreacts, and you know, he over sensationalizes everything, but it's fun. I mean, I don't care even if it is fake. Like, I don't know if it's fake or not, but maybe he's just that hype. What he calls it, he's like, I'm on some Logan Paul shit. Even if, you know, even if he is over exaggerating it, I don't even care. As long as it's entertaining, which it is. And this guy Caleb City, man, I can't get enough of his videos. There's just something about like his sense of humor is like kind of like dry or something, and it's just his facial expressions, the way he does like voiceovers and stuff. I don't know, man. He's got these like nice, short, funny videos, and that you can just binge watch them. It's really fun. Check him out, Caleb City, if you haven't already. He's part of RDC World, I think. I might make a Twitch channel, man. To be honest, I'm getting like really sick of YouTube's BS. But even with like a Twitch channel, if you're just drawing and animating, like I don't think you'd be successful. Like you probably have very low viewership. I mean, Twitch is mainly for gamers, you know. I'm just waiting for the next game to come out. Like I'm not a big like shooter, like third-person shooter, like Fortnite. I haven't even played Fortnite. But I've never really been big on those kinds of games. Like, my brother was huge into Gears of War back in the day, and I played in a tournament with him, and I think we got, like, second or third place. But other than that, I played Counter-Strike, like, way back in the day, like, when it was, like, one of, like, the first good games. But I really like Smash Brothers. Maybe I'll stream myself with Smash Ultimate. Maybe I can get really good at that game. I did not see the new My Hero Academia movie yet. I really want to. It's tough, man. I wanted to go with my wife, right? But, like, we got a baby. You can't bring a baby in the movie theater. And finding a babysitter isn't easy. Life has changed so much since having a kid, dude. You, like it brings you so much joy, but, like, it really limits, like, your life as you knew it changes dramatically. Like even something like going to the movies becomes like a big deal. But damn, man, when I'm holding my daughter and she smiles at me, dude, it's like, oh my god, my heart just like melts. It's an incredible feeling. So yeah, it's got a lot of advantages and disadvantages, I guess. Alright, does this look creepy enough? So the real magic will come in like once I start animating it like very fluidly. Like I might have to do some in-betweens eventually. Somehow I gotta get these facial expressions to flow. That's not too bad. Feel so lost without like any Dragon Ball shows on, man. Getting that trailer was so exciting. Like, when I first saw the leak, like I wasn't even sure it was the real thing. Like, I thought it was like some fan-made thing for a second. Just for like an instant. And then, like, you know, after like a few seconds I realized it was real, and I was like jumping out of my seat. I was like, "Oh, Bardock!" I was freaking screaming, dude. That's another thing that I miss that I can't do anymore. I can't scream anymore. I can't be loud. When you have a baby, you have to live your whole life in constant silence. So I was like, yay! But yeah, man, I hope they do Bardock some justice in this movie, and not just like send Goku away and then just die, like in Minus. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of speculation whether or not they're still going to have the rebellion, because like Frieza talked about it on the Frieza saga. And if they're just like, Toriyama's just like changing his entire story, but I mean, he does that stuff all the time. It's not really anything new. Yeah, I'm not done with Dragon Ball. Like, I'll always love Dragon Ball, but I need to develop myself. This doesn't look like H3 at all. This looks like freaking Keemstar. Definitely looks like freaking Keemstar. Oh well, I'll fix it later. Let's get to another drawing. Yeah, this one ought to be interesting. So I keep getting asked about Sonic. I don't, dude. I've been getting asked to do Sonic animations like ever since I did Goku vs Saitama. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand the infatuation with Sonic. And no, I'm not gonna do a Sonic animation. I don't think. And I keep getting asked about a writer for Demon Rush. No, man. I mean, I'll do the writing. That's my strong point. I already have the script and the storyboard done for the pilot episode. And we started creating scenes, but I picked a lot of guys to help that are also YouTubers themselves. And so, like, they want to work on their own projects as well, so it's just moving kind of slow, you know what I mean? And I can't really, like, I can't afford to just hire, like, a fleet of people like a real animation studio has to just all work on Demon Rush, like, without any income, unless I do, like, a Kickstarter. So, like, I think what I really need to do is I need to get, like, a 2 to 5 minute clip done of Demon Rush in maximum quality, and then do a Kickstarter for it, and raise, like, a big round of funds, and then hire a bunch of people to help finish it. That's really what I have to do. I'm also trying to learn 3D. More for, not necessarily for the 2D animation, although I think the demons might need to be 3D, because one of the biggest challenges I've found is that, like, animating these complex demons is, like, insanely freaking difficult. Like, drawing them as an illustration isn't that bad, but then animating it when it's really complex is a nightmare. And it's just, it's not logical. So I'll probably use 3D for, like, the majority of the demons, and then, unless they're like a humanoid, and then I also want to use 3D to build the landscapes out. So the pilot episode's going to take place in a city, and so I'm trying to learn Blender. and it's a challenge, dude. Blender is really tough. But I think if I can learn Blender, I can have some really beautiful landscapes, some cool animations of him like flying through the city, you know, doing all sorts of cool things. But learning a program that intensive and getting good at it, like, I'm not really worried about learning it, but like when I look at Flash, right, this program, like I'm still learning stuff about Flash today, right? And I've been on this program for like 3 years now. And so like I can learn Blender, but to get to the point with Blender that I am with Flash now is going to take me a long time. And I mean, you guys saw how bad looking my animations were in the beginning, right? So like even if I do learn Blender, it's like I'm gonna be trying to be a newbie at it and use that expertise on my life's work. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound like a good idea. Okay, I gotta redo this mouth in a way that like his teeth are like sticking out. I don't know if that's gonna work. But we'll try it. I think his teeth need to be like way bigger. I want him to have like really big creepy teeth here. I was watching, like, in order to get inspiration for this scene, I was watching the Ego Raptor, where it's called like It's Awesome series, like, and it's about Halo Reach. Like, if you look up Ego Raptor Halo Reach, oh my god, dude, that video is so funny, and the amount of different like strange and interesting faces that he gives on the characters is just wild, dude. But I mean, that's I don't know for sure that he left because YouTube screwed him, but I mean, he was huge on YouTube, super popular. All of his animations have like 10 million views. And I don't think he's like really uploaded animation in like years. Which is sad. I think I need like, I don't know how to do this to get the feel that I want. I want like his teeth like popping out at the screen. Maybe if I like bend this stuff. This looks really weird. People are gonna think I was like tripping on acid when I made this. Yeah, it definitely does not work at all. It looks like he has big vampire teeth or something. Yeah, maybe I should have just used the original sketch. I think this is gonna be the image where he's like, sauce. Although now it looks like he's wearing like a mouth guard, like he's about to go boxing. I wonder if I can do something weird with his tongue. Alright, I'm gonna worry about the tongue later. I gotta figure out how to do these damn top teeth. Oh shit, no, I shouldn't do that. Alright, looks... Maybe it's this. I think this is what's messing it up. Maybe it should be like... Yeah, it's better. So this new series that I'm working on, or at least the concept for it, is called YouTube Animated. And what I kind of want to do is, like, you know how like YouTube has become just like this big freaking drama, like YouTube is like a big soap opera now with like all the characters and the people in it. I want to kind of like animate that, like as if all of the characters in YouTube like are characters in a show. And so like all the famous YouTubers and such. And what I would do is I would cover like the trending stories, like all the stuff that all the big YouTubers are talking about. And make it kind of like a sitcom or like something like that. You know what I mean? And all this work that I did pulling voices from Dragonball episodes, the voice characters, if the YouTuber's ever been on a podcast, I can just like pull their voice clips. But I should probably ask if they've... Like this, like the sauce.
The butter garlic sauce. The butter garlic sauce.
The butter garlic sauce. But yeah, man, I was talking about Ego Raptor earlier. I can't draw like he can for shit. That dude is so talented. Like, ridiculously talented, man. Wish I could draw that good. Does that look creepy enough for you guys? Good lord, man. What a freak. What a freak. Oh shit, I better save this. Animate likes to crash too, a lot. So Kane said, "I wish I could draw as good as you." Dude, you can't. I'm not really a good artist. I mean, I like to experiment. Like, drawing cartoons is much more fun for me than drawing anime, but it really just takes practice. Like, I think there is a level of inherent skill that comes with drawing. Like, some people just have, I don't know, better hand-eye coordination or something like that, but I think for the most part, like, anybody can become a good artist just with like a lot of study of the art and just a ton of practice. Like a crap ton of practice. Like, it's really just all it comes down to is, I mean, knowledge of the art form and then just practice, like, forever. And I don't think, like, any artist is ever, like, truly, like, I'm done learning. Like, I'm at the peak. Like, it's kind of, like, one of those things where it's, like, it's, like, a lifelong journey to, like, master artistry, you know? And I've been drawing for a long time, but, like, I drew a lot when I was younger, like, in throughout school, and I pretty much, like, stopped, or just, like I would doodle in class and stuff, but I don't know if you really consider that, like, drawing, until I decided I wanted to be an animator again, or not again, but, like, then I worked behind a desk for, like, 10 years, and then I was like, I always wanted to animate. Like, I think I'm going to try it. And pretty much had to do a lot of studying and catching up to do. But yeah, man, there's so many, like, drawing tutorials online. Like, you can learn so much. But, like, if I was young and I knew that this was going to be my future, like, I totally would have went to art school. Yeah, you can learn to draw. You can definitely learn to draw, man. There's a ton of different, like, techniques behind it. There's a science behind it. Like, for example, here, let me show you like a quick, like, trick. Like, okay, so, like, you gotta learn how to, like, one thing that you can, like, learn, it's like one of the most basic concepts, is learning how to do construction lines for your characters, right? Like, if you don't do construction lines, your characters are gonna, like, be, like, look unproportional and just, like, whack as hell. So you almost always, like, start with a circle, like, for the head, and then if it's a male, you come down like this, right? And this is basically like the male jawbone. So there you have a perfectly proportional head, right? And then you can make the eye line by putting a line here and just going like this. So then the eyes are gonna go here, right? and this is how you learn how to get like proportional. The eyebrows will go above it. There's I mean that's just like super basic rudimentary crap, but like if you don't like that takes like 2 seconds to learn, but if you don't do it, like you're probably not drawing right. And like I think like eventually, like when you become a master at the art, like you probably don't need to do that stuff anymore, but I think even masters like still do that. There's stuff like you draw a line like this, right? And that's going to be like the pose of your character. So like the the head, so like the head will be like up here, and like this is the neck. So if you want to do like interesting poses, you put the character like on the line pretty much, and then you can do all sorts of like fun stuff. But yeah, man, I mean there's tons of there's so many different like methods, at least for like constructing people, like learning anatomy and stuff like that, that I mean pretty much like everybody I know like nobody really like freehands it. They kind of like sketch it out, the constructions, and then they'll put something on top. They'll like do like a rough on top, and then they'll do like the final cleanup. So they pretty much like draw it like 3 times. But like learning anatomy is tough, but it's just something that takes a lot of practice. Like you can do like speed challenges to like draw like human figures, and when you get that down, that's probably like the most important thing, I think, is like learning anatomy. Learning how to do shading is pretty easy, and I think it's also kind of your own style. Like you don't have to shade like other people. Like you can kind of incorporate your own style of shading as long as it has like the correct physics. But yeah, man, you can learn how to draw if you just practice pretty much and just are open to learning. But sometimes it's like daunting, because like you see artists out there that are just so good, and you're just like, God, man, will I ever get to that level? It's like, but you can't feel like that. Like you shouldn't be competing with anybody else. You should only be competing with yourself. And as long as you are challenging yourself and growing, it doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing in terms of like you don't have to compare yourself to other people, Just compare yourself to yourself. Let me look at my art this year, and let me look at my art last year. Like, did I improve this year? Like, okay, good. Like that's really what's important. But it's definitely like with social media, and you see all these like freaking amazing artists, man. It's definitely like hard to follow that methodology sometimes. Like my friend Marimo is just like, he's just ridiculously good at drawing Dragonball, man. It's just like, and I see his stuff, and he just pumps it out like it's nothing, I have a lot of friends, Luca, Audie, they're all just so damn good. Okay, something is wrong with it. I think I just gotta do that. But like, being a fan of Dragon Ball is great and all, but if you want to like grow as a professional, you also have to learn like other styles. Like, you should be able to draw Goku, but also draw like Homer Simpson. Well, I mean, that's pretty easy to draw Homer Simpson, but like what I'm trying to say is like true mastery of the art is where you can draw like any style, and that's very tough, especially like with some of these manga artists and everything. They have these like very unique styles, and that's why a lot of times when you see an anime come out for this very popular manga, the character doesn't always look the same. And even though you have these like the Japanese masters on it, like they still have to like learn how to draw this new style, and it can be very challenging. I mean, it's still a challenge for people to draw Goku perfectly, you know what I mean? And he's been out for like 30 years. And even one thing that people don't realize is that the studios, if your art is a little messed up, you have a supervisor that corrects your work. So it's okay to have like errors in your work. I mean, it's not like okay, but that's the supervisor's job. See, you have like someone like Takahashi. I don't think his work gets corrected. But say you have like I'm drawing a blank right now. Say you have one of the Medea or something. And he Medea. How do you pronounce his name? Medea. And he like draws an image and like the nose is like this, you know? And like he submits that as his final keyframe. Then the supervisor could come in and be like, okay, well, we know we need to fix the nose, and then draw, I don't know, some better shit. But what I'm trying to say is, like, having that like supervisor, having somebody that's able to correct your work plays like a huge role in your art as well, especially when you're doing animation, because it's not illustration, it's animation. It's just like, it's not supposed to be perfect. I mean, when you're drawing, you want it to be consistent. Like, you want it to be consistent, like, you know, with the character design and everything like that, and the rest of the episode. But what I'm trying to say is, when you have so many different artists working on the same episode, there's gonna be inconsistency issues, you know? And that's okay, and that's why there is a supervisor in the first place. And what if his like eyeballs are all whacked right here? Oh You think I need thicker lines? That's okay, that's really thick. It's too thick. I like line 3, but yeah, I think you're right for like, I use like line 3 thickness for anime. But this is a cartoon, so yeah, it can be a little thicker. I think when it gets like too thick, it kind of ruins the image. But a lot of the artists I know these days are using, they're using just the simple brush tool. Like, they're not using vectors, which I don't really agree with. But it can, that's like how you make like the Shintani art, like the new style of Dragonball. You can do this like really cool stuff with the pressure sensitivity, but I think like there's so many advantages to doing vector art over just using a brush that it's hard for me to just kind of like throw away all those advantages just for like slightly better looking art. But like when you go into like compositing, you can make these lines look like much cleaner. But Flash, it really isn't the best program for this. Clip Studio Paint is much better. But the compositing plays like such a huge role in like after you draw your image and you put the filter on top, it like blends everything together. It just makes it look like so crisp and good. But it definitely adds like that nice like pencil feel to the character. This could literally be like any Dragon Ball character right now. I'll make it Broly. Chin's a little too low. I mean, it's nice. If you look at Marimo's art, he's been posting a lot of his art on Instagram and Twitter. You can see like he's using this style with the new filter, and it looks amazing. Adds like a nice artistic feel, but then if you want to do like editing, like corrections and stuff, it's you like can't correcting it is so hard to do. You have to like erase like everything. Whereas if it was vector, I could just like click a line and delete it and like redraw it like very easily. But like now if I want to click something, like the entire thing gets highlighted. That's really like the major issue I have with rasterized lines. I mean, yeah, you can do tons of different layers, but I don't think most people are gonna do that. But this is also just a basic, 2D picture. There's nothing really special about this. But I mean, it's nice. Alright, I'm probably gonna finish this picture and then end the stream. So somebody asked what's compositing and vectoring. So vectoring, so like if I just draw a circle like this, right? This is called rasterized. So then if I increase the size of the circle, it increases everything to make it bigger, right? Not only did that increase, but the thickness of the lines increased and got really sloppy quality as well, right? But if it's a vector, you see the thickness of the line? Now when I increase it, the thickness of the line does not change. So what that means is you can take any image you have as long as it's vectorized and increase or decrease the size without any reduction in quality. So that's one of the major reasons it's really good. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons. Compositing is Adobe After Effects, and I can probably show some. So okay, so this is what it looks like. Let me show you what it looks like with like no compositing. All right, this is like pretty much no compositing, as you can see on the picture. It's just, I mean, it looks pretty good. It does have some filter on it right now, just slightly, which helps with the lines. But as I do full compositing and start adding all these different layers, now it like really looks like anime. It blends the shading. I added some grain. I desaturated it a little bit. It really makes the lines kind of like pop more. It does all sorts of things, especially to the lines. So you get that like thicker blended line. You don't get those like jagged lines and stuff like that. So but compositing and After Effects, you can do. I mean, you can do all your special effects in it. So pretty much like what it is, it's just like combining tons of different like layers of footage to create like a single fluid layer of footage, and that's what compositing is. So like this is, I have the filter. I have the filter here, like on this Broly thing, and it looks so good, man. It looks like almost like the real thing. So you guys will see. It'll be out soon. You'd be surprised though, man. You can do so much like compositing, and Premiere Pro is an editing program, but you can do so much compositing. Like you can do so many things in Premiere Pro that people use After Effects for. I'm wondering if they may just like eventually merge the two programs, but I don't know. After Effects is a pretty damn extensive program. Like, I'm like basic level knowledge of After Effects. I do use it a ton, but usually just for effects and filters. I mean, that's really it. But you can do like insane stuff with it. Flash is so bad for drawing, dude. I really think I'm going to buy Clip Studio Paint again. Because Flash is just horrible. Like, it just always messes up your lines, man. It's like, it's so hard to draw, like, your normal drawing, like, if you were on paper. Like, Clip Studio Paint, it feels like you're drawing on paper. Like, you have so much more control. In Flash, it's like you draw something, it smooths it, it like creates these like knots. It's just, it sucks. But it's much better for animating than Clip Studio. You can animate in Clip Studio. Reiji does it, and so does, I believe, Retro Rhino does also. Drawing is infinitely better, but I think it's very lackluster in animation. This microphone keeps getting in my way. But you see these like knots? Like this drives me crazy, man. It always knots my lines. Just like, it's the most annoying crap ever. And you have to like erase it and redraw it. It's really frustrating. Oh man, Adobe just crashed. Oh, I think this is a good time to actually end the stream, guys. There's only 173 people watching right now, and I want to take a little break. So, thank you for joining me, and for everybody who just hung out and donated through Super Chat. I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Thanks for hanging out on stream. See you guys.